Hello, I'm Chris Menard. Excel keeps rolling out the great features for Microsoft 365 users. Regardless of the Excel version you're on now, you can do an autocomplete and you can do a drop-down list. If you don't know how to do those, I'm going to cover them in just a second. But Microsoft 365 users will soon be able to use autocomplete with the drop-down list. And I'm also going to show you a great keyboard shortcut. This feature, I'll be covering this when I go to Administrative Professionals Conference to speak in Orlando, Florida in September at Disney's Coronado Springs Resorts. If you're an admin professional and heading the conference, feel free to drop by and say hello if you don't make my session. But let's dive into this video right now. So the first thing I want to cover is autocomplete, which everyone has in Excel. I have a list of customers listed here. Notice the city in column D. I'll zoom in just a little bit. When I go to add a new customer and I come in here and hit the letter N, it knows that I've already typed in New York once. That's why it says New York. That is autocomplete. If I hit the letter C, it wants to do Chicago. Now, when I hit the letter A, I have Atlanta, but I also have Athens. So it's not sure what to do. So if you just type a couple more characters, it will figure it out. I promised a really cool keyboard shortcut. This is probably in my top 10 keyboard shortcuts. Alt down arrow. There are all the cities I have, but it internally sorted all the cities, and I can see them here, and I can just go pick one. Alt down arrow. Now, the drop-down list is also called data validation. Everyone has that in their Excel version too, so that's not new. It's going to be the autocomplete with the data validation. But let me show you how to create a drop-down list. I like to keep my drop-down list on a separate worksheet. So I'm going to end up putting departments here on this worksheet. But on a separate worksheet, I went ahead and typed in the departments just to keep this video short or shorter. Departments, that is my header row. I did make it bold. Make it a table, Control T. My table has headers, hit OK. So now that it's a table, that's perfect. Come over to sheet number 1. Here's how you create the drop-down list. Highlight your range where you're going to type. Go to the Data tab at the top. You've got something called Data Tools Group, Data Validation. When you open up Data Validation, it's telling me you can type in any value. What's so cool about a drop-down list is if someone types in accounting and spells it out, great. But then the next person does ACCT period to abbreviate it. And now I've got accounting technically in there twice and I got to go clean up the data. I don't want to do that. So instead of any value, I'm going to make this a list. Where's your data validation list at? I've got it on this worksheet called departments. And there they are, A2 through A10. Click on OK. Perfect. Again, you can do this in any version of Excel. When I click here, there's accounting, marketing. I'm going to do one more. Purchasing. Great. Here is the new feature for Microsoft 365 users that you'll have soon. I press the letter A and it looks inside my data validation list and finds accounting. How about that? Cool. If I hit the letter I, it wants to put in IT. Nice. I like that. If I hit P, it pulls up every department that starts with the letter P. This is a huge time saver because I can either arrow down and click on one or just keep on working. Before, when you typed in something, it didn't show you just that specific subset of data. Really cool feature right there. Also, I encourage you to make your data validation or drop-down list a table because if you add stuff on here, it'll pick it up on the other sheet if it's a table. Also, I may want to come in here and sort this because if you notice, they're not alphabetical. I want to do A to Z. Now when I come over here, they are also A to Z. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to join me at one of my public speaking events. Have a wonderful day. Subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you.